came in around 9:45. Fire crews were sent to the area of North Union and 4 Mile Roads, where they were on the scene for about 2 hours. There's currently no information on any injuries or the extent of the damage to the house in the 4500 block of South 4 Mile Road. Bay City's Director of Public Safety will be off the job for a while. Michael Caini is on administrative leave following a citizen complaint over the weekend. In a statement issued Sunday evening by City Manager Dana Muscat, city officials announced the move but did not release details. The statement said state police have been asked to conduct an investigation. A video circulating on social media getting into a verbal confrontation with a teenager Saturday night after a group of teens were riding scooters outside his apartment at Uptown. Caccini can be heard telling one teen
Canika.
who was disturbing the peace.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
That
Good. It's been a while.
Has indeed. Is Terry joining us too? Do you know?
Cell phone calling for police.
Is Terry joining us?
I thought he was because he's the one that sent the email.
Yeah. I haven't seen him yet. All right.
Yeah, I wasn't ready for the on-air. My office is being remodeled.
Thomas was
My car.
I see that.
We're doing construction. So I think I felt that
work promoting
this is the quietest place.
Yeah. All right.
Long-term infrastructure.
How do you want to be introduced? You know, I've always known you as Canika Crew, but what should we?
That is fine, everybody.
Winter is
right. All right.
Yeah. Bus rides. That's it.
That's it. You got it. All right. I'll be with you shortly. Hang on. And I turned the video off, so we're not on. Yeah. Okay.
So it won't rust.
Paintball does rust proofing? I thought they were just a body shop.
No, they do all kinds of car stuff, even detailing to clean it. Gotta go. Protect your car with rust proofing and undercoating from Paintball on Bay Road in Saginaw. We're more than a body shop. Visit paintballrepair.com.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar. Pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
WSGW News Time 9 cast is next. 4 men are injured following a shooting early Sunday morning at an apartment complex near Grand Valley State University. Police say none of the injuries are expected to be life-threatening. Around 2:20 in the morning, police responded to reports of a loud party at the apartment complex. When they arrived on the scene, gunshots were fired in the area. Officers began giving medical treatment to one man who was shot. Police say 3 other men arrived at local hospitals shortly after. The university's Department of Public Safety says it's working with the Ottawa County Sheriff's Office, the City of Grand Rapids, and other law enforcement to curtail the violence and protect the community. They say they're also managers of the off-campus apartments that surround the Allendale campus. Most kids and teens may see themselves in a negative light when they look in the mirror. That's according to a new C.S. Mott Children's Hospital national poll on children's health at University of Michigan Health. Where is it coming from? Well, here's poll co-director, pediatrician Dr. Susan Wolford.
Parents, particularly those whose children appear to have some concerns about their appearance, they felt that social media played a significant role in whether or not their child became self-conscious about their appearance.
Wolford says if left unchecked, a preoccupied dissatisfaction may lead to eating disorders, depression, and low self-esteem. 2 high-profile cases in Traverse City will be heard by the Michigan Appeals Court early next month. One case involves building heights in downtown Traverse City. Another, according to the charter, any
And a very pleasant good morning to you. A brand new week, a Monday morning here on the Art Lewis Show. And we'll have lots to do today. The Alzheimer walk will come along. We'll talk about that after the 10 o'clock news. Then we'll have open phones. At 11 o'clock this morning, we're going to learn more about Our Kids World coming up on the 24th. Well, we're going to start out this morning talking about something else that's very important to the community, the NAACP Freedom Fund. We have a couple of very special guests with us this morning. First of all, we say good morning to Terry Pruitt. Terry, good morning.
Good morning, Art. Glad to be with you as usual. Glad to share the microphone with you this morning.
I'm glad to have you with us. Also with us this morning, someone I've known probably for more years than she wants me to admit, but we go back to the 80s together in Drum and Bugle Corps. And I knew her then as Canika Pugh, but today we're going to call her Canika Owen-Pruitt, and we say good morning to Canika. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Art. Good morning, Art. And yes,
You didn't know
Art
that.
is our bus driver.
Yeah, you didn't know that, Terry. We go back a long way.
Well, so
Who
do
knew
we.
that? Art drove buses
That's right.
across the country.
Yeah, we did. A lot of good,
Yeah.
a lot of good memories.
I've probably known her since she was 2 or 3 years old. So
This is getting bad.
I was just a little after that, but we won't talk about that.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's quite all right, Canika.
Yes. Thanks.
So let's start with the Freedom Fund, the NAACP Freedom Fund. What is it, Terry? Give us an overview of what this fund is all about.
well, the simplest way to put it is it's a fundraiser. Art, you're familiar with the work that the NAACP has done in this community for 103 years right here in Saginaw. And a lot of that work requires some financial resources. So it's in its simplest form a fundraiser. But well beyond that, I think it's an opportunity for us to demonstrate diversity and unity and the coming together in our community. We expect that we'll have in excess of 500 people. And what I've always been pleased with is the fact that it's a very diverse audience across racial lines, across economic lines, social lines. When you walk into that room, the mix of people is just absolutely outstanding when you have a crowd and audience that large. I mean, I attend events at the Horizon Center all the time where there are 400 or 500 people, but they're much more, racially separated. And so when you come to this event, you've got all kinds of people from all corners of this community. In fact, for that matter, from all corners of this state.
Well, before I forget, because we could talk for an hour and I wouldn't ask, when and where? Might be nice to know.
We will be hosting this event on this coming Sunday, September 25th. The start time is 6 o'clock for the general public, and so we will be at the Horizon Center at 6200 State Street right here in Saginaw County.
And tickets?
Tickets are very, very limited at this point. Canika, I'd rather have you comment on that because I think there is a virtual option for some people who cannot be in the room with us physically. So, Canika?
Yes, Art, it's been really amazing. Last 2 years, the community has really supported us and overwhelmingly. So at this point, I can say that our in-person tickets are sold out. Fred read me last night and told me, Canika, don't sell another ticket. So she told me I'm done. So, but we do have the online option. And if you go to Eventbrite and search for the Saginaw Freedom Fund, that event will pop up and you will be able to purchase an online ticket.
To be able to watch the entire proceedings online?
Absolutely.
Interesting. So what happens at the event?
Oh, wow. So from top to bottom, we are starting our evening out recognizing our young professionals. And these are young professionals that, we consider them young. in the area, and they're excelling in their careers and exemplifying the agenda that the NAACP is about. So we want to encourage diversity, equity, inclusion, community input, and we're looking for young people that are well rounded in the community. So at 4 o'clock, we are going to highlight 10 young professionals in the area. And then, and after that, our dinner starts at 6 p.m. And we are going to start the evening off right away, recognizing some of our clergy in the area. We know that during COVID, our clergy, they were heavy during that time, and that they, we just want to encourage and uplift that body. And that group of spiritual leaders in our community, and just applaud them, just pause just for a moment and thank them for their work. We then move into honoring our Saginaw heroes, and those Saginaw heroes this year are John Pugh. And no, I did not nominate him myself. We had a nominating committee. And then we had Dr. Eugene Seals, and then women of color. I keep getting accolades about the selection of young people that the nomination committee came up with, and then also the community, our Saginaw heroes. So we are really, really excited about that. We have entertainment. Our keynote speaker is Mr. Vincent Evans, and he is the executive director of the Congressional Black Caucus. So we are really excited to have him. This young man is a dynamic speaker, and really another one that's, if he were in Saginaw, he would be on that young professionals list, but he's so far beyond. Yeah, so.
Well, it sounds like a good evening. So, Terry, let me ask, and I've known Terry a long time, I've known Canika a long time, and he's not afraid to tackle tough subjects. As a concept, how are we doing with race relations in this country?
Well, I guess I want to be very honest with you. Obviously, I think we've certainly made progress over the last 4 or 5 decades. But I'm concerned. I have some concerns as a civil rights leader in our community that some of the things that I see occurring, not only nationally, but even right here in our own community, means that we've still got some work to do in terms of bridging the gap with the racial divide. Art, I know you talk about this all the time, but there is polarization and alienation throughout our society and our community. I have been working very, very hard over the last 2 or 3 years with a number of our major institutions and leaders in our community to talk about how do we achieve this thing called diversity? How do we make progress with that thing called equity and inclusion? And we've got some work to do. People don't realize it, but because we're an advocacy organization, and much of our work is targeted and structured around eliminating discrimination and creating greater equity for all people, we get on the average probably 8 to 10 complaints, discrimination complaints, racial bias complaints per month. And many of these turn out to be very, very legitimate things that go on not only in our neighborhoods, but in our places of employment, are concerning, because I think people have to understand that, people have to be treated fairly, and we can't allow those barriers to continue to impact people. As Canika mentioned, these last 2 years with COVID is really, I think, pointed out for a lot of people the disparities that exist in a number of areas, including healthcare our education system and the economic disparities and hardships that something like COVID really brought out and brought into focus for a lot of our people in this community.
All right. Hey, well, we've got to take a break and we'll be back talking to Terry and Canika. Freedom Fund dinner coming up this Sunday at Horizons Conference Center, but in-person tickets sold out. We'll tell you again. We'll remind you if you want to do a virtual. All of that coming up here on the Art Lewis Show. Let me take a moment to talk to you about my friends at Thalen and the Thalen Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram dealership in Bay City. Because if you're thinking about buying a new CDJR, that's what I like to do, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram, you owe it to yourself to go online to thinkthalen.com where you can complete 80% of your purchase. You still have to go to the dealership, sign the paperwork, and pick up the vehicle, obviously. But they could probably arrange to deliver too. Thalen has new vehicles arriving all the time. Make sure your name's on one of them. Now, if you're looking to move up to a newer pre-owned car or truck, Thalen Auto Group on North Euclid Avenue in Bay City has pre-owned and inspected vehicles from all of the Thalen dealerships, and they're all in one place, right there on North Euclid Avenue in Bay City, giving you one of the largest inventories in the Great Lakes Bay region. You can sit down with a Thalen representative after you've selected the car of your dreams, make a deal, and drive away with it that day. That's the way it works. The Thalen family have been serving your automotive needs for 45 years. You can stop in today, or you can visit them online at thinkthalen.com.
The kids are back to school, and your child's eye care is a vital part of performing well in the classroom. So getting a head start at the beginning of the year is very important. At Associates in Eye Care, they're not just giving your child glasses. They examine the entire visual and ocular system to detect, treat, and prevent visual disorders and ocular diseases. To make an appointment with Dr. Cox, Dr. Kazmarek, or Dr. Engel at their Saginaw or Hemlock locations, call 792-8686. Associates in Eye Care, caring for our patients as we would want to be treated.
Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Are you being audited or in IRS send you a letter demanding payment? You may not owe what they claim. Make this free call to the tax doctor now. Let them negotiate with the IRS on your behalf. Call 800-631-9123. 800-631-9123. That's 800-631-9123.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
The stock market continues to lose ground. Investors are anticipating the Federal Reserve's interest rate decision later this week. The Fed's expect 0.75 of a percentage point on Wednesday. The fear is that making money more expensive will push the U.S. into recession. Uber says its apps are operational and no evidence has been found to show that the hacking of its computer systems exposed any user's personal information. The same hacker is suspected of breaching Rockstar Games' Grand Theft Auto 6, which is still years away from being released. AutoZone shares are higher after the parts company reported an upbeat quarter. AutoZone says it's being helped by falling gas, people driving more. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
It's one of the top 5K events in America today, held on the last Sunday in September, the Tunnel to Towers 5K Run and Walk New York City event. That signature event has inspired about 80 other runs, walks, and climbs across our nation. Proceeds from events, including dozens of golf outings and barbecues, support the Foundation's programs. Register for an event in your area, volunteer to start one, and join Tunnel to Towers on its mission to do good and never forget. Donate $11 a month at t2t.org.
Struggling with CPAP? Now, only FDA-approved obstructive sleep apnea treatment that works inside the body to treat the root cause of sleep apnea with just the click of a button. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Visit InspireSleep.com to learn more.
Hey, I'm Andy, and every morning I wake up thinking about shaving. When I started Harry's almost a decade ago, the shaving industry was a mess. Flashy, overpriced razors as far as the eye could see. I just wanted a great shave at a fair price. Too much to ask? I didn't think so, and that's why I started Harry's. 10 years and 20 million Harry's customers later, we're still obsessed with giving you a quality shave experience. Sharper blades, a better lubricating strip, and right places, all upgrades based on your feedback. And it all comes at a great price. Seriously, as low as $2 per cartridge. These days, my mornings are a little bit different. Morning, girls. But I still wake up thinking about shaving. Our starter set has everything you need for a close, comfortable shave. 5-blade German-engineered razor, weighted handle, and shave gel. Get yours now for just $3 with free shipping, backed by our quality guarantee. Just go to harrys.com now and enter code TOPDOG at checkout. That's harrys.com, code TOPDOG.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robbins show, we'll check in on the Martha's Vineyard rebuilding efforts after Hurricane DeSantis. Hashtag Vineyard Strong.
Van Camp and Robbins, weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on the Art Lewis Show on WSGW, and we're talking to Terry Pruitt and Canika Owen-Pruitt from the NAACP about their Freedom Fund coming up this Sunday at Horizon Conference Center, where you can do it virtually, and we'll remind you of that again in a little bit here. Getting back to our conversation, Terry and Canika, about race relations. And Canika, you know, for you, not only a woman of color, but a woman, some would say you have a double whammy against you. How do you feel about it?
Unfortunately, Art, and as Terry has previously stated, we have work to do. It's unfortunate in these times that we can still say that I'm a double minority. I have a double, if you will, quote unquote, strike against me. And as I can be excited, and we can rejoice in the small movements that we have, you know, the small gains that we have made with our Vice President, Kamala Harris, and so many others. So when we can see progress, these things are good. So I just, you know, I feel good, but there is more work to do. So,
Terry, let me ask. Yeah,
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, you know, I've always characterized myself as an optimist. And so I don't walk around this community preaching the pessimistic message because I think Canika is right. I think we can always point to progress, but I don't want anyone to think that we have arrived at total equity, total fairness in this nation. And I think there's too much evidence out there. All we've got to do is just open up our eyes and keep listening. There are people who look at a person of my color and Kanika's color and want to purge us from society, want to move us out of this nation and out of this community. So it's real. It's a tough struggle sometime and battle. But as you said earlier, Art, I'm not afraid to have these conversations. I think we're at a place now where we have to have the hard conversation about race. We have to have those conversations, but we can be civil and we can respect each other's right to have an opinion.
Terry, let me ask this question of you. Is it realistic to think we can ever get to that utopian point? And the reason I ask is I have said this all my life. Prejudice is not something you're born into the world with. It's a learned behavior. And, you know, it's in the hearts and the minds of people. Can you ever get over that totally?
I guess the short answer for me is I am hopeful. I think, you know, at some point, it probably won't be in my lifetime, but I think that, you know, I'm hopeful that we can get there. But I can glean from your comments that you share the same thought that I had. We're a long way from getting there yet, so we got a lot of work to do. We're not there yet. I had a conversation with a major community leader not too long ago where we were talking about some of this. Happened to be Caucasian, and the question was directed to me. Well, what can I do to improve race relations? And this is someone who is a leader of a major institution in our community. And so we got to talking hypothetically, and I said, what happens at your Thanksgiving dinner, your Christmas dinner, family gathering, and Uncle Roy decides after a couple drinks or beverages that they're going to make a statement that is very derogatory towards some specific group of people. How do you handle that in a family setting and situation like that? Because you're right, Art. The young people, the children who are sitting there listening to Uncle Roy make those statements and disparaging other people, they pick that up, and many of them walk away from that whole experience and thinking that that was the correct thing to do, the correct thing to say. And the person hesitated for a moment, which suggested to me that they weren't ready to take on that kind of a conversation in a family setting, and intimated to me that that might not be the right time. And I argued that it would be the right time to strongly suggest that's kind of language and those kind of statements shouldn't be delivered in that setting with young people sitting there. So if you're someone who's leading a major organization institution and you're not prepared to take that conversation on in a family setting, then are you prepared to take it on in your institutional setting?
Yeah. Let me ask,
if you will, I think about us and how we traveled the country on that bus.
Yep.
Traveled over, went into Canada, and we were young. And just think about that, us being able to, with all the diverse backgrounds, travel and get along, and hot days under some brutal conditions.
Oh yeah.
But so we ask, can it be achieved? That shows me that it can be achieved. But we also have to look at going into, where did this start? How did we get here? We go into root cause investigations and we drill down to how. So when we look at inequities and prejudices, we have to look at government. And they played a major role in the creation of racial inequities. And so we have to look at those laws, we have to look at policies and practices, and not only in government, but also in workplaces as well. So, and once we do that, I think that, it's a start.
Yeah, for those, let me back up a little bit because Canika mentioned we traveled the country together. This goes back to the 80s, early 80s, and the Saginaw Drum and Bugle Corps and the Eagles. And it was a group of people, both adults and youngsters. The Corps was made up of youngsters under 21. Nobody cared what color you were, what your religion was, where you were from. What they wanted to know is, how do you play your instrument? How do you carry the flag? How do you do whatever assignment it is that you have? And it was sort of, it reminded me in a way of my upbringing in New York City. When you're on the streets in New York and you're amongst a whole bunch of diverse people, nobody questions anybody else. You all figure out how to get along. Otherwise, it doesn't work. And the Drum Corps was a terrific example of how you got along. I mean, you were trapped on a bus with 30 other people, and there were 4 buses. Everybody had to get along. There were no two ways about it. It's a great example, wasn't it?
Yeah, it is. Just, and you say 21 and under. So if at 21 and under, they understood that, how do we get those other age groups to understand? But again, as we are coming up on November election time, we have to look at those candidates, who and what their agendas are. So again, NAACP is nonpartisan, but we do have a platform, our game changers that we would like to see and our candidates exemplify.
All right, hang on. I got to take a break. We'll be back. We're talking to Terry Pruitt and Canika Owen-Pruitt, and the Freedom Fund dinner coming up Sunday. We'll tell you again how you can participate in a virtual way because the in-person tickets are all sold out. A nice position to have. We will be back.
If you have a need, we have the seed that outperforms the rest. Dairyland Seed led the field in yield in 2021 first and university trials with 255 top 5 finishes in corn, 77 top 5 finishes in soybeans, 272 top 5 finishes for silage, and a 6.3% average yield advantage with HyberForce 4400 alfalfa. And we're bringing the yield again in 2022. Get the latest updates on this year's performance results at dairylandseed.com.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're speaking another language. Like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. And they're designed by real language teachers, so you learn how to have real-world conversations, things you'll actually use.
3 weeks. It's incredible. After 3 weeks, I'm on vacation in Paris, having a conversation in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcast videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
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 Babbel. Évidemment.
Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Attention all business owners who rent or lease space, including storage space. Stop wasting your money paying someone else for your space. You can now save a ton of money and own your own building with the incredible sale prices from General Steel. That's right. Start saving money every month on renting space from others. Just call 877-25-STEEL to see how General Steel can help you save money. Our 50-year structural warranty buildings are custom designed for your needs and save you a ton of money. Call 877-20.
Successful entrepreneur. If you need to expand or start a new business, you need General Steel.
Great team and the competitive pricing is the reason I went with General Steel.
Call 877-25-STEEL now, and you can get any of our popular quick construction structures, including a 40 by 60 foot building or a 50 by 100 clear span building fast and easy. Call 877-25-STEEL. That's 877-257-8335. 877-25-STEEL.
I wanted to know why some people who get COVID-19 get it so bad. I found out it may be because they have a high risk factor, such as heart disease, diabetes, being overweight, smoking, and asthma. Even if symptoms feel mild, these factors can increase your risk of COVID-19 turning severe. So if you're at high risk and test positive, there are things you can do, like asking your healthcare provider if an authorized oral treatment is right for you. Learn about an option at treatcovid19.com. This message is sponsored by Pfizer.
When you take care of your ride, we take care of you. That's why a $25 digital gift card can be yours when you buy 10 quarts of Pennzoil Platinum Full Synthetic Motor Oil products at Napa Auto Parts. That's a reward for rewarding your ride and a way to treat yourself after treating your motor. So give your ride the premium motor oil it deserves and get rewarded in return. Offer ends 10/31/22. Void where prohibited. Terms apply. For complete details, visit pennzoil.com/rewards.
I'm Dr. Stork. Why give your family just ordinary eggs when they can enjoy the best? Eggland's Best. The only eggs with more fresh and delicious taste, plus superior nutrition compared to ordinary eggs. With 6 times more vitamin D, 10 times more vitamin E, 25% less saturated fat, and 38% more lutein. Because the way we care is anything but ordinary. Only Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
Art Lewis here for WSG explore America's last frontier, Alaska, from August 30th to September 10th, 2023. You'll fly from Detroit to Fairbanks for a start of a 12-day land and sea adventure. Ride the stern wheel of discovery as you learn about Alaska's diverse culture and rich history. Then it's on to Denali National Park for a tundra wilderness tour. From Denali, you ride a luxury dome rail car to Talkeetna and stay at Talkeetna Alaskan Lodge. The next day finds you driving to Whittier to board Holland America's New Amsterdam for a 7-night cruise. You'll see Hubbard Glacier, Glacier Bay, plus stops in Skagway, Juneau, and Ketchikan before sailing the Inside Passage to your final destination of Vancouver, BC. Past experience tells us this will sell out fast. To find out more, plan on attending a Zoom meeting with Colette Vacations Ed McKenna on October 5th at 3:30 p.m. Send me an email to receive the Zoom link. Send your request to artlewis@wsgw.com. If you can't make the Zoom meeting, send your address and I'll forward a brochure to you. Send now to artlewis@wsgw.com. Alaska is calling.
News coverage.
The long life of Queen Elizabeth.
The Russian army, they've essentially been routed.
The Inflation Reduction Act. With this law, the American people won. So tone deaf.
News.
We have a secure border.
Busing illegal immigrants. News.
Crisis by ambush.
Around the clock.
Well, I can't imagine being indicted. I've done nothing wrong.
News coverage on WSGW. You are with WSGW in the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios.
All right, we're back with you here on the Art Lewis Show, and we are chatting with Canika Owen-Pruitt and with Terry Pruitt from the NAACP. Here's another one of those tough questions, Terry. In this world where we are really promoting inclusion, diversity, and trying to remove whatever stigmas there are, how important are organizations like the NAACP today? And the reason I ask that, do we still need organizations that in some ways separate us rather than join us? Simply because they're affinity organizations, if you will. What do you think?
The answer to the question for me is absolutely yes. I think it's important that there are organizations who represent LGBTQ populations and people who advocate for their rights and their inclusion in society. I think obviously the proof with the NAACP is our historical track record. Although we're an advocacy organization, we exercise that advocacy role through the legal system, through our court system, through the legislative process, and until we achieve what you would call, or what we would call, 100% equality and fairness in this country and in this world, obviously, someone has to be the voice for the voiceless. Someone has to be to represent those who find themselves behind the disparity 8 ball, who are stigmatized. Look at what we've achieved in this country with disabled people. And the requirements and things that we have set forth to create greater equality. Are we there yet, even with a group like the disabled? No, we're not. We still have some work to do there. So on the racial front, I think the work of the NAACP and organizations that represent human and civil rights, are very much in vogue and still at play, and still need to be pushing the right buttons to create that total equality that we're all looking for.
And obviously, like with the Freedom Fund dinner coming up Sunday, is sold out. There is a lot of support, isn't there?
Absolutely, absolutely. All the way from as Canika's indicated, our clergy leaders, our political leaders. We are going to be making a very special award to Congressman Kildee. You've had him on the air. You know that he's been a strong champion of voting rights. He is a co-sponsor of the John Lewis Voting Rights Bill. And we're going to be presenting him with what we refer to as the Harry McBride Award. Archie, remember Harry McBride, who was a local banker and very civically engaged in this community, a real true leader in this community, and one of the leaders of the NAACP Saginaw branch. And so after his death, we instituted this award, and we take it very seriously. We just don't give it to anyone. There have been a couple years we skipped it because we didn't think there was anyone even in the community deserving of the award. But Congressman Kilday's going to be with us to receive that award for the work that he has done in Congress, trying to create equality and voting rights for people across this country. So, again, the answer to your question is you need advocacy organizations, not just the NAACP, but there are all kinds of groups. When you look at labor, for instance, over the years, when we started out on this industrial track in this country, labor unions came into play because they needed to fight the battle for greater equality and economic parity in those industrial settings. So, we'll be there. We're going to continue to work hard in this community and across this nation to create that equality that we all are hoping for.
Okay, I want to add something.
Yeah.
And it is said, Art, that there are 3 people that when people find themselves in trouble, who they call. And I'm going to say 4. They call home, they call the attorney, and they call the NAACP. And the NAACP, and I'm going to add, they might call their clergy, but the NAACP is the largest civil rights organization. And yes, over time, we question the relevancy of the NAACP. But what the NAACP has done, just recently, and it's been going on for a while, but we want to get young people energized and involved. So some people will look at it and say, well, those are the old, civil rights marchers, protesters, but there's still work to be done. So the NAACP has been going through this, if you will, redesign to be able to keep the organization going strong, continue the work that need to be done, but get younger people involved. So I just wanted to add that piece there.
All right. I'll take one more break and we'll come back and finish up. We're talking to Terry Pruitt and Canika Owen-Pruitt. We will be back after these notes.
Your home is your haven, and the perfect window treatments can make it feel even more special. Hi, this is Mary Ann from Warden Interiors in Frankenmuth. During the Hunter Douglas Season of Style Savings Event, now through December 5th, save big with rebates on qualifying purchases of gorgeous shades. Duet honeycomb shades provide year-round comfort in the home with an innovative cellular design. Silhouette window shadings filter natural sunlight to create a soft glow. Pirouette window shadings provide endless options for light control. Luminette privacy shades are an ideal choice for sliding glass doors. Don't miss a Season of Style December 5th. Also, select Mohawk carpet featuring all pet protection and warranty are on sale now. The only carpet with protection and warranty for all pets and all accidents, providing soft, luxurious, smart strand, forever clean carpet. Mohawk has the ultimate floor for every room. Warden Interiors in Frankenmuth, celebrating 60 years in business. We'll help you bring it all together.
Moments like watching my grandson steal second mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that is spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, Palbociclib. Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aroma menopausal women or for men with HR-positive, HER2-negative NBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests. or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit beefy, or even with type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Affordable term life insurance is out there. Call Term Provider and speak with Big Lou at 800-481-1458, 800-481-1458, or visit biglou.com. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too.
Dan owed an unbelievable IRS.
I got behind on my taxes. It's a horrible feeling.
He was in denial.
And when I get those letters from the IRS, you wanted to act like they didn't exist.
Finally, Dan turned to Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima got me a settlement with the IRS. These people are really people-friendly. It was every bit of a new lease on life for me.
The fast action and the great results made Dan's head spin.
I felt like I was in a dream, but it's real, and I have paperwork to prove it. They got the job done, and life is good.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation.
If you're worried about what's going to happen with the IRS, stop worrying. Make the call now.
Call 800-364-9188 or 9188, 800-364-9188.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW. And we are talking to Canika, Owen-Pruitt, and Terry Pruitt from the NCAA about their upcoming Freedom Fund. So let's remind everybody again, since the in-person tickets are sold out, what a problem to have. Let's talk about the virtual and how they get those. Canika?
Yes, so the virtual tickets are available on Eventbrite. So if you just go to Eventbrite and then search Saginaw Freedom Fund, that event will pop up and you will be able to purchase online.
Sounds like a great evening. And as Terry, you mentioned earlier, it does take money to do all this, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. And I just want to have just one final comment, Art. I want to encourage everyone to take the November 2nd election very seriously, and to please go vote. That's the message that you'll be hearing from the NAACP over the next 50 days before the election. It does matter, and I think people have come to realize it does matter who holds these offices on school boards and at the federal level, the state leadership, and even in our own local communities. So, I'm just encouraging everyone, please go vote.
And we've known each other a long time. I've watched you grow up. I won't tell anybody how old you are, but I'm very happy to have you on this morning and talk about these important topics.
Absolutely. I was getting a little jealous. Pam was getting to talk to you more, or Dad was getting to talk to you more. So I said, let me find a way to go see Art.
Well, we're glad you did. Terry, as always, my friend, you know where to find me if you need a voice to come on and talk.
Wonderful, and thank you for inviting us, and keep up the good work. And again, let's do what we can to support each other in this time where all of us are locked into these discussions. But I think they're important discussions to have in our community. So thank you very much, Art, for inviting us to be with you this morning.
And that's an important point, Terry. It really starts with discussion, doesn't it? You really do have
absolutely,
and have a frank and open discussion.
Absolutely, and you got to have those discussions across diverse lines. It can start in your own family and in your own circle of friends, but unless you extend and have the opportunity to talk and try to understand the other person side of all of this, then it's a losing battle. So I'm willing. I just want to say to anybody who's listening, if you need Terry Pruitt or some representation from the NAACP here in Saginaw to talk to your group or your organization about what diversity is or what kind of work we do in this community, I'm open to that. I'm not going to ever run from those kinds of conversations. They're very much needed in our community.
Terry, thanks for being with us. Canika, thanks for being with us.
Thank you. Good seeing you.
Thank you. Art, you made, I just text Canika a quick message because you've referenced her as Canika Pruitt a couple times. So I said, hey, she's either my wife or my daughter. But it's Canika.
It happens frequently, but I just go with it. He's my dad.
That's good. All right, guys, have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye now.
Thank you.
All right, thanks.
Terry and Canika, we're glad to have had them on this morning to talk to us. We will take our last break, and then we will be back to close out.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, you're looking for the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
This is a paid advertisement for legal services. Ricky LeBlanc, Chestnut Hill, Mass. Admitted in Massachusetts only. While this firm maintains joint responsibility, most cases of this type are referred to other attorneys for principal responsibility. Members, Paul J. Morgan, Winter Park, Florida. Nick Niswander, Florence, Kentucky. Rich Grabo, 970 Farmington Avenue, West Hartford, Connecticut. 860-90. Gonzalez, admitted Louisiana. Filing number LA-22-13614. No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other attorneys. I am a paid non-attorney spokesperson. Attention U.S. Marines. Veterans were exposed to toxic chemicals in the drinking water on Camp Lejeune between 1953 and 1987. Exposure to these chemicals increased the risk for cancer, birth defects, and other serious health problems. If you or a loved one were exposed to contaminated water on Camp Lejeune, you may be entitled to compensation. A new law gives legal rights to those harmed. It is not too late to take action. Call Sokolov Law now for a free legal consultation at 1-800-397-8100. 1-800-397-8100. 1-800-397-8100.
Michigan football is on WSGW.
Now a handoff to Blake Corum running left. Hesitates at the 10 outside to the end zone. Is he in? He is. Touchdown, Blake Corum. Handing it off to Blake Corum. Darts into the end zone for a Michigan touchdown. Breaks another tackle at the 35 to the 10. Cuts inside. Touchdown, Michigan. A.J. Henning.
The 4th-ranked Wolverines finished the non-conference schedule undefeated heading into Big Ten Conference play starting this Saturday against Maryland. Pre-game coverage begins at 11 a.m. with kickoff at noon on 790 News Radio. Michigan football is brought to you by Zimmelmatic Irrigation Solutions, North Bloomfield Properties, Wolfiles, Ace Hardware in Saginaw, Schaefer and Beerline, Ram Truck in Frankenmuth, and the Lingle Equipment Company. It's Michigan against Maryland live Saturday morning at 11 on 790 AM News Radio WSGW.
Your home for Michigan Wolverines football is WSGW.
All right, that'll do it for this hour. By the way, it's Canika Owen Robinson. I knew that. I just messed up. What can I tell you? We'll be back with more.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW City, Midland, WSGW-FM.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Steve Futterman at Westminster Abbey in London, where the bells continue to ring in tribute to Queen Elizabeth. Earlier, inside the centuries-old church, her solemn state funeral took place full of grandeur and pageantry. As her coffin was brought in, Walking behind was King Charles, and the next two in line for the British throne, Prince William and 9-year-old Prince George. With 500 world leaders and dignitaries, including law enforcement has ramped up its presence. CBS's Vicki Barker.
Security is incredibly tight for today's events. There are more than 10,000 police officers patrolling the procession here in London alone.
Following the state funeral, the Queen's body was taken to Windsor Castle. Then later today, Queen Elizabeth, Britain's longest ruling monarch, will be laid to rest. I'm Steve Futterman at Westminster Abbey, now with more CBS News. Here's Monica Ricks.
Well, this morning, millions are cleaning up in Puerto Rico. Hurricane Fiona hit nearly 5 years to the day after Hurricane Maria.
I'm going to struggle a lot. Be the same in a while for them.
Some power on the island is back on now, but full restoration could take days. The U.S. has traded a Taliban prisoner for Mark Freyricks. CBS's Kami McCormick is at the Pentagon.
The Navy veteran and longtime civilian contractor was exchanged for a Taliban drug lord who spent 17 years in U.S. captivity. Freyricks was abducted in 2020.
China is now criticizing President Biden's comments on Taiwan last night on 60 Minutes. CBS's Stephen Portnoy.
The president's answer to Scott Pelley's question was unambiguous.
U.S. men and women would defend Taiwan in the event of a Chinese invasion.
First time Mr. Biden has said that, but each time that he has, including after his 60 Minutes interview, his aides have stepped in to say that U.S. policy hasn't changed. Since the passage of the Taiwan Relations Act in 1979, the U.S. has sold weapons to Taiwan and insisted on the maintenance of the status quo. In May, the president said the U.S. policy of strategic ambiguity toward Taiwan remained in place.
Mr. Biden also said the pandemic was over during that interview. CBS's Dr. David Agus.
Very few are being hospitalized with serious illness. There still are deaths daily, and they reflect people who are under-vaccinated or immune suppressed.
As for 2024, he'll run again. Vegas hit the jackpot.
This season has come up aces!
The Vegas Aces won their first WNBA title last night, beating Connecticut. This is CBS News.
You need to hire fast and hire right? You need Indeed. Their all-in-one hiring platform helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates efficiently. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Imagine this, winning big at Soaring Eagle, where the fun is twice as nice during the $75,000 Double the Prize giveaway. Every Friday in September, you could win up to $10,000 cash and up to $5,000. Drawings are every hour, 7 to 11 p.m. The Double the Prize giveaway, only at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. Your getaway reimagined. Visit SoaringEagleCasino.com for complete rules and details.
And now, bedtime. If sleep apnea and CPAP struggles are ruining your sleep, Inspire may work for you. Inspire is a sleep apnea treatment that works inside the body to help you sleep peacefully. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Learn more at inspiresleep.com.
Inspire is not for everyone. Talk to you and review important safety information at inspiresleep.com.
Doug. Hey, listener. Welcome to Limu's Karaoke Lounge, where Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need, and the music never stops. Hit it.
There's an emu with a full-time job. His partner's Doug, but Limu's the heartthrob. Grubs and worms, that's what Limu eats. Gotta fuel up to save you money and hit the streets.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Dancing crew, trip for two, nailed the final interview. Game with Doug, brand new mug. Come here, kid, give me a hug. The more you want to do, the more we want to do. Boosters designed for COVID-19 variants are now available. If you've had your primary series, schedule an updated COVID-19 booster appointment. Sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Cloudy skies and 72 degrees at 10:05. Good morning. I'm Mike Perchek.
In preparation for the fall and winter months, families that maintain plots at the Midland Cemetery are asked to remove annual flowers, artificial decorations, and their receptacles from plots before October 1st. As part of the city's rules regarding cemetery decorations, these items may remain in the cemetery from May 1st to October 1st. Beginning October 2nd, cemetery personnel begin their fall cleanup, which includes discarding any items remaining on the plots. Winter decorations, such as evergreen blankets or wreaths, can be applied beginning the week of Thanksgiving. Until then, only suspended plants and elevated arrangements will be allowed to remain to make fall leaf cleanup. The Michigan Department of Natural Resources is holding a meeting to discuss the future of the Sanilac Petroglyphs Historic State Park. The DNR is asking for feedback on the next phase in the state park's long-term planning and management strategy, which includes efforts to protect the park's resources while still providing recreation and educational opportunities. The state park features Michigan's largest known collection of early Native American teachings carved in stone and is a popular destination for school groups, hikers, and other visitors interested in Michigan history and Native American culture. The virtual meeting will be held September 29th at 6 p.m. For more information, including a registration form for the meeting and a draft of the management plan, visit michigan.gov/park management plans. Delta College and Google are offering Career One certificates in data analytics, IT support, and project management this fall. Delta will offer these non-credit certificates free to students in an effort to provide much-needed access for those who are interested in upskilling their computer science knowledge and gaining credentials that are desired in the industry. The programs are 100% online, self-paced with guided instructions. Students can earn from 3 to 14 academic credits depending on the certificate complete. For more information, visit delta.edu/career credentials. WSGW News Time 10:07.
Choose the proven performance of the Roundup Ready Extend crop system, featuring high-yielding Extend Flex soybeans and the exceptional weed control of XtendiMax herbicide with Vapor Grip technology. Elite genetics, triple herbicide tolerance, flexibility that delivers results, backed by 25 years of innovation. That's the Roundup Ready Extend crop system, the system of choice. XtendiMax is a restricted use pesticide. Always follow stewardship practices, all pesticide label directions, and check with your state pesticide regulatory agency for specific restrictions in your state.
I think farming picked me. I did. Every day has challenges. I'm not afraid to try something new. It's my farm, my family, and our future. My channel Seedsman gets that. I get access to innovative products with personalized advice backed by data to maximize my yield potential. Success is what matters to me and my family. With Channel, I know I'll prosper for years to come.
Now is the time to define your future at channel.com/future.
WSGW News Time 10:08. The weather forecast is coming up. A Metro Detroit man has been sentenced to 5 years in federal prison for his role in the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol. 47-year-old Anthony Williams of Southgate was sentenced Friday to 3 years supervised release after his prison term and ordered to pay $2,000 in restitution and $5,000. In June, a jury convicted Williams of a felony count of obstructing the joint session of Congress for certifying the Electoral College vote. In a Facebook post 3 days after the riot, Williams called himself an Operation Swamp Storm veteran and referred to January 6th as the proudest day of his life. Student loan relief applications could be available next month, and the forgiveness program could help many people find the American dream.
The American dream, owning a home, has eluded many people. It's been hard for first-time buyers to come up with a down payment and work their way through the mortgage application process. 43% have said their student loan debt was the biggest obstacle holding them back. But now the National Association of Realtors figures the student loan forgiveness program could help some 45 million borrowers become homeowners over in Michigan. For many Michigan borrowers, the forgiveness program could eliminate a third of their student loan debt, and that would help them qualify for a mortgage and save for a down payment. I'm Murray Feldman, the Michigan News Network.
While COVID numbers are starting to ease across the U.S., the number of high-risk counties in Michigan nearly doubled over the past week. 14 counties, including Macomb, Washtenaw, and Lapeer, are at high risk of transmission, compared to 8 counties a week ago. The CDC recommends masking indoors, regardless of vaccination status in high-risk areas. 34 Michigan counties are at a medium level of transmission, while 35 counties are at a low level. WSGW News Time 10.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. We'll see skies becoming mostly sunny here for today with a high around 80 degrees. Northwest winds around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear skies and a low near 52. Tuesday, sunshine, high of 81 degrees. Then by Wednesday, we'll have a chance for showers and thunderstorms. Blend of clouds and sunshine develops a high around 80. On Thursday, mostly sunny, high of 60 degrees. Friday, we'll see plenty of blue skies and sunshine, a high around 64. Saturday, chance for rain, high of 66 degrees. I'm meteorologist with the WSGW weatherology forecast.
Currently, it's 71.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
And welcome back to hour number 2 of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. And later on, we'll have open phones, but we're going to begin the hour doing something we've been doing pretty regularly over the last few weeks because the walks to end Alzheimer's have been taking place. And from the Alzheimer's Association, we say good morning to Giavanna Accarda. Good morning, Giavanna.
Yes, good morning. How are you?
We're doing well. So how have the walks been going so far?
Yeah, going great so far. We just had our Saginaw walk about a week and a half ago. So great turnout, beautiful day. Next one we got here in Bay City, October 1st. And then right after that, October 8th, is the one in Midland. So 1 down, 2 to go. We're excited.
So let's talk about the October 1st walk in Bay City. Where does that take place?
Yeah, so in Bay City, we will be right on the river in Winona Park.
Now, that's not going to be a street walk, is it? You're just going to walk around the park, is that right?
Yep, correct. We're gonna, this year we're just gonna walk around the river, around the park a few times, and hopefully next year we're gonna extend it out a little bit. But this year we're gonna stay right there in Winona Park.
Well, that's actually a pretty healthy walk, anyway. That's a good-sized park.
Oh yeah. We, like I said, we like to shoot for like a 5K, but given some of our locations, we might get around the 2 to 3 miles, but we just like to get out and raise awareness for Alzheimer's.
So it is raising awareness, but it also hopefully raises money. How does this work?
Yeah, so we raise funds and do fundraising all year long, starting January 1st through December 31st, even after the walks are over. We still raise funds. People can go, if you're interested in doing, any online fundraising, it's going to be act.alz.org. And from there, you can go and choose your walk, whether it's Saginaw, Bay City, or Midland. You can get your team signed up, get registered, and, do some fundraising. I know a lot of people, they like to maybe keep it between family and, work together, do some teamwork to do some fundraising, or, between coworkers, add some friendly competitions, see who can get in the most money. But like I said, we do fundraising all year long. It never stops. So.
Well, Giovanna, something else that doesn't stop is Alzheimer's. And I don't know if you know the answer to this, but what percentage of the population can reasonably expect to contract Alzheimer's?
Yeah, so I don't have a percentage, but I can say in the country, over 6 million people are living with Alzheimer's currently. So large percent of the population, and 6 million people, we're talking 1 in 3 seniors will die of Alzheimer's. So, I know a lot of people kind of don't pay attention to these numbers, and you might not be directly impacted, but when you think about it, 6 million people, whether it might be coworkers are impacted, it affects a lot of people, whether it's you're diagnosed with it, you're a caregiver. We're seeing this a lot, and especially after COVID, these numbers have kind of gone up. So, it's just something that affects a lot of us every single day. So, we're fighting for the end of it, and we're going to keep fighting until we do see the end.
And Alzheimer's, so everyone understands, is a specific diagnosis within the broader heading of dementia, right?
Correct. Yep. So Alzheimer's is a type of dementia, and it is the most prevalent type of. Even though we do raise funds and awareness for Alzheimer's, overall we are doing it for all types of dementia. So not just Alzheimer's. We want to see the end to all of it. So that's what our funds and awareness goes towards, is all dementia.
Is there a lot of research being done?
Yep. That's, primarily what we do, and primarily what our funds go towards is the research. So obviously the association, we have a lot of updates, apps, and websites for you to visit to see, where we're currently standing in research. But, about 79% of the are going directly towards our research.
All right. So let's talk about the walk at the Winona Park. Time?
Yep, at Winona Park, we have our registration beginning at 9 a.m. and the opening ceremony will begin at 10 a.m. And the walk will fall shortly after that, around 10:30.
How long to do the walk, would you guess?
It's about 45 minutes. We spend for the actual walk, but if you get there at 9, usually, from check-in until the event is over, it's about until noon. So about 3 hours just to hang out in the morning, get out, raise some awareness.
Are these walks nationwide?
They are. Yep. We have walks in over 600 communities across the country. In the state of Michigan, we have 25. So,
wow.
Even if you're not located in the Great Lakes Bay region, we have them all over the state up to the UP. So I'm sure you can find one closest to you.
And if I remember right, it is a statewide organization without local chapters, right?
Yep. So, we have our chapter office located in Southfield, but we do operate as a whole state chapter. So, yeah.
Is that where you work out of?
I don't work out of Southfield. I work out of Midland, but so I'm very local.
Okay.
So I'm the only one over here, but yeah.
But there is a local contact.
Yep, there is. It is me. I am the local contact for whatever you may need.
Let me ask again about the website where people can go for more information.
Yep, it's going to be act.alz.org.
act.alz.org. What are they going to find on that website? Is there more than just, donation? Is there information on getting help and things of that nature?
Yeah. So, from our, main website, you can, we have our 24/7 helpline. We have news, events, help and support. Pretty much anything you need from the association can be found right directly on that website.
Are there support groups locally?
We do have local support groups. I know right now, due to COVID, we are doing a lot of virtual support groups. But yeah, that is something that we provide. And, if anybody needs more information about that, I'd be happy to, get in contact with anybody.
How can they get a hold of you?
So my information is on our website, that act.alz.org. I have my email and phone number directly on that website.
All right. So again, October 1st, Bay City. Registration begins at 9 o'clock. Walk Against Alzheimer's. And I'm sure Giavanna will talk to you again before the Midland one.
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you.
All right. Have a great day. Bye-bye now.
You too. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Giavanna Accarda, and she is with the Alzheimer's Association. We thank her for joining us, and we'll have open phones now for the remainder of the program at 989-752-6111.
You have a family doctor. Do you have a family plumber? When you have a plumbing, heating, or cooling problem happen in your home or business, you need to be able to call a professional that you can rely on and trust to make the repair or equipment replacement. Reamer Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning has been the professional homeowners and businesses trust for 65 years. Whether you're looking for an emergency water heater replacement or planning a new heating system installation, you can trust Reamer Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning to provide quality service and installation. Reamer has every budget, experienced estimators, and state-licensed technicians to install. Trust a professional to do the job right. Call Reamer Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. Visit them on the web at reamerplumbing.com.
Any way you spell it, Reamer means quality.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. When the prospect of divorce becomes a reality, you need a partner that you can count on. If you're a man in this situation, consider contacting Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men navigate complex legal matters for 30
Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Detroit area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks opened sharply lower. Investors are bracing for the Federal Reserve's decision on interest rates this week. Bitcoin's price has slumped to under $19,000. It's also said to be a reaction to anticipation of the Fed's action. Volkswagen shares are higher. Field plans to launch Porsche's own stock. It values Porsche at up to $78 billion. Take-Two Interactive shares are losing ground after a hacker published videos of Grand Theft Auto 6. The game's in the production stages. It isn't expected to be released for years. Take-Two confirmed the hacking and says it took steps to isolate and contain the incident. And the Wegmans chain says it will stop using its self-checkout app until the system can be improved because of theft. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
Hi, I'm Lisa Booth. Worried about your financial future as retirement gets closer? All over the country, soon-to-be retirees are fearing for their financial future as markets remain volatile. Bishop Gold Group helps you invest in gold and gold IRAs to protect your wealth and retirement during times of high inflation and wild swings in the market. Secure your future today. Contact Bishop Gold Group by dialing pound 250 from a mobile phone and say the keyword Bishop Gold or visit bishopgoldgroup.com.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests. Yeah, radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
The WSGW Morning Team Show.
The WSW online poll for you is about the Twitter editing. Twitter's going to launch what it describes as its most requested feature to date, an edit option, but it's going to be offered only for paid Twitter users at $4.99 a month. Actively utilizes Twitter, and you said flat out, no, I'm not going to pay for that. No. Twitter hopes it's going to ease the pressure of trying to send out messages without a mistake. However, all Twitter users will be able to see a tweet even after it was edited because they want to keep the original content along with the edited content to protect the integrity of the conversations that were created in the first place. So I have an edit button anyway.
Yeah, right.
It's not going to get rid of your edit. Our poll question for you. What do you think about Twitter and its edit option? Do you use it and you're going to pay for it? Do you use Twitter, but you're not going to pay for it? Maybe you don't use Twitter, but you think, hey, you know what? They should have an edit button. Well, you don't use Twitter, and so you don't care. Head to WSW.com, scroll down the homepage, find the online poll box, and make your vote that way.
The Morning Team is 5:30 till 9 on WSGW.
All right, we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show for this Monday morning. Nice to have you with us. I'm sure that the audience, the smaller for not only us, but many broadcasting facilities, was a lot smaller because of the funeral of Queen Elizabeth. Half the world was watching. They expected billions and billions of people to watch the funeral of the Queen. But with that said, we're still here, and we have a caller waiting. Al is in Midland. Al, good morning.
Good morning, Arthur. And how are you doing this morning?
Just ducky. Wonderful.
Well, that's great to hear. Hey, I got a couple of points on the fellow named Pruitt and I forget the other person's name, but
Canika and Terry, yes.
I'll let you pronounce it. I can't. I can't handle strange pronunciations very well. I have trouble with words, so pronunciation and things like that. Anyhow, a party that every now and then they like to take advantage of the race divide, and they use it to get elected, and then once they're elected, they don't seem to care about the problems. A very good example was Obama. He got into office because people thought, well, he's a black guy or half black, and he's going to help us. Well, when he got in, he made the white guys richer, and poor and the low income suffered.
Yeah, it is. So, it's an interesting point because it is interesting that probably one person they don't like to talk about very much is Donald Trump. But yet when Trump was in office, unemployment rate in the minority communities was lowest it's ever been.
Yeah, he helped more black people than any of the previous occupants of that office. But like you say, they don't want to talk about it and they don't want to admit it.
No, well, but there is, from everything I've read over the last couple of years, there is a movement that lots of organizations don't march in lockstep anymore. For example, it was always thought unions were totally democratic. Well, now, guess what? There's a lot of Republicans or conservatives or independents in the unions. There are a lot of black Republicans today.
Right. They don't like to,
and Hispanic.
They don't like to say they are, though, because they get called Uncle Toms and various other derogatory.
It only counts when they go to the poll. I don't care what you say in public.
Exactly.
It only counts when you go to the polls.
Yeah. Hey, another thing, I don't want to scare you on how close I listen to your radio advertising, but way back when Dan, the Stan's Goldmine fellow, used to talk about melting diamonds down. You're doing this Alaskan thing.
No, melting gold.
He was also saying diamonds because he's
going to be on this week. He'll be on this week. I'll have to ask him.
Right. He put, well, if you play the commercial, it's got all the gems in a row, and he includes diamonds into the melting. So there's no separation between it. And yes, you can melt diamonds, but why would you want to?
Yeah, right.
The other thing is you're talking about this Alaskan cruise thing. One of the statements you make in it is you're going to drive. Are they not providing motor coach for the?
Well, no, that's what I meant by drive. You're going to ride a motor coach.
Well, yeah, but
no. Come on now.
but
I know you can be picky, but you know.
No, I read exactly into what you say, and I listen very carefully.
So I notice.
It's like the guy with the delivery window with the mattress.
Yeah, it's window delivery. I know. I got that.
So we do listen. We do listen to the advertising. It's scary, isn't it? Well, you have a good morning, sir, and thank you very much.
Take care, Al.
Bye now.
Bye now. Let's talk to Errol in Saginaw. Errol, good morning. Errol, are you there?
Again.
There you are.
I'm here.
Good.
I said I'm on the top side of the glass. It can't be all bad today. See, what I'm telling you about, I know where you were for 4 days. How long were the lines to get in to see the casket in that in England? I know that's where you were at.
Oh, yeah, sure. I was there, yeah. The longest I heard at one time during the 4 days, it was up to 20 hours to get through it, something like 5 miles. And then it kind of went down to about 3 miles, and that seemed to be the average. It was a long wait.
Yeah, this whole scenario is very impressive. The main thing I wanted to talk to you about is I have a solution. for the southern border problem that no one can seem to keep the borders closed. I got a suggestion.
What's that?
What you think? Okay. The minute we pick someone up that's an illegal, we load them on airplanes and we fly them back to wherever they came from. They don't get into this country.
Well, yeah.
And about 4 months or 5 months of that, we won't have the damn problem anymore. When our law said you've got to go certain stages to get into this country, if we start a lot less to fly an airplane to, I don't care, Chile or any other country down there, than it's costing us right now. And about 4 months of doing that, and they know, I guess this is the end of the rope, we are getting flown back to our own country. You're not even getting into this country. What do you think, sir? Will it work?
I don't know.
Why?
Probably not. I think we need to close the border. That's what we need to do. And guess what? What? I pulled an article offline written by Ryan Devereaux. Headline: Border wall construction resumes under President Joe Biden. Biden administration laid out its plans to rev up work on completing Donald Trump's signature project. Can you imagine that?
Yeah, but my idea is a hell of a lot cheaper. There ain't going to be any.
I don't know about your idea is going to be continuous.
Well, no, it'll take about 4 months to stop them from coming to our border and trying to cross it.
Here's the problem.
Back to their own country.
Here's the problem. The border is a sieve. You can only stop so many in so many places.
How many the Border Patrol are picking up? 1,500.
How many are they not picking up?
Well, we can do something about that.
The
too.
getaways. They call them the They call them the getaways.
Yeah, well, that's true. When I get to be president, I'm adopting my idea. I think it'll work.
Okay.
And
let me know when that happens. Let me know when that happens. You'll be the 7th president I interview.
I'm better natured than the one that we had before, the one we got asleep, sir.
All right. Talk to you, Earl.
Bye,
Take care. Bye now. All right, let's move on. Talk to Russ in Bay City. Morning, Russ.
The Democrats have made this midterm about their right to abortion.
Part of it. Yep.
That's what they've made this about.
Part of it. Yes.
But they can't be honest about what they want. And it's good for us to know where people are actually coming from.
Oh, yeah, hang on a minute. Back up.
Sure.
Why aren't they being honest about that?
Because what they're saying is any regulation or restriction that Republicans want to put on it is equivalent to the Handmaid's Tale.
Well, they're being honest about it. They're being honest about it, aren't they? That's the way they feel.
How is that possibly being honest?
Because that's the way they feel.
If I require you to have the same credential for an abortion doctor as you have for a ready-med doctor, how is that equivalent to systemic rape in?
Because they're telling you how they feel. You're saying they're not being honest about it. That's the way they feel.
Well,
don't have to agree with them.
It's about reality. I mean, I'm not talking about emotions.
All right, let me ask you this then. Let's reverse that. Let me ask you this.
Okay.
So you're saying they want total, unlimited, complete, and absolute freedom. What about the other side that wants total and absolute control with no exceptions for the life of the mother, rape or incest? Are they doing the same thing the other way?
Show me that bill. Show me one bill being proposed. I mean, there are a couple few people.
How about a 1931 Michigan law? How about a 1931 Michigan law?
We're not talking about 1931. We're talking about today, Art.
Yeah, and that law's in Russ.
Senator Graham's proposal.
Russ, that 1931 law is on the Michigan books. The only reason it's not being enforced is because the courts have delayed it. All right, you don't want to listen. No, they didn't. They threw it out temporarily. They didn't erase it from the books.
How about if we actually look at what's happening today and we look at Senator Graham's bill?
Right.
Which most pro-lifers will agree with. I'm a staunch pro-lifer. I have no problem with his bill. It limits abortion.
I don't either.
It limits the abortion to 16 weeks, with exception for rape, incest, and the physical health of the mother.
Exactly.
Now, according to the Democrats, that is the equivalent to the Handmaid's Tale.
Well, that's their opinion.
And then what they're advocating for, which they will not publicize.
Well, then how do you know it?
100% legal abortion, without regulation, without restriction, for the entire length of the pregnancy, for any reason.
So let me ask you this. If you're saying on the one hand they don't want to, Russ, if they're saying on the one hand they don't want to promote it, how do you know about it?
Because I can actually look at what their law to codify Roe was. They passed it in the House and it failed in the Senate. I'm looking at the actual bills being written today, Art.
Yeah, but they're not
Their
passed.
bill versus our bill.
Well, they're not passed, though, are they?
They passed the House, and Senator Graham's bill won't even pass the Senate. So it is what it is. I mean,
yeah, well, you got that
that's
right.
where the two positions lie.
Yeah. All right.
And let's
Good
look
enough.
at it for what it is. That is the two actual positions. Do you want this or do you want that?
Yep.
That's
Okay.
all I'm saying.
Fair enough.
Thank you.
Yep. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
All right. We'll take a break. Come back. We'll be back with more. It's the Art Lewis Show. Lines open for you.
Prices are out of control. Michigan needs leaders like Annette Glenn to and get Michigan back on track. When historic flooding ravaged our community, Annette Glenn was our champion. She stepped up to serve our families, brought Democrats and Republicans together, delivering millions in critical flood relief, restoring our community. Annette works with both parties to get results for Mid-Michigan, and she always works for us, not the special interests. That's why Annette Glenn is fighting to slash the wasteful spending and stop inflation, cut taxes for working families and small businesses. And Annette will continue to support every child's right to a safe, quality education. Annette Glenn for State Senate, working hard for hard-working families. Paid for with regulated funds by the Senate Republican Campaign Committee, authorized by Annette Glenn for State Senate.
There's a price war in the insurance business, and you may be paying too much. Call the Term Life Law. You can save 40%. $500,000 plans and up, that's our specialty. Even great smokers rates. Protect your family today. Call the Term Lifeline right now for a free quote. 866-549-TERM. 866-549-TERM. 866-549-TERM.
Hey, listener. Welcome to Limu's Karaoke Lounge, where Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need, and the music never stops. Hit it.
There's an emu with a full-time job. His partner's Doug, but Limu's the heartthrob. Grubs and worms, that's what Limu eats. Gotta fuel up to save you money and hit the streets.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Straight Talk Wireless knows there are plenty of reasons you might need a new phone. But switching to a doesn't have to be one of them. Keep your own phone and save when you switch to any Straight Talk Wireless plan, like our $45 Silver Unlimited plan with unlimited high-speed data and 5 gigs of hotspot, plus nationwide 5G on America's best networks. Keep your own phone. Switch to a better wireless plan. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise. Requires a compatible online phone and KYOP kit. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. See latest terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
Hurry into the Energy Savings Event at Lowe's. Save energy and save money on select major appliances, including Whirlpool energy-efficient appliances. You can also save with a smart thermostat. Right now, select Google Nest Learning thermostats are $60 off. Plus, find other great energy-saving items throughout the store and check your eligibility for rebates in your area to save even more. Don't miss the Energy Savings Event at Lowe's. Selection varies by location. Exclusions apply. Visit Lowe's.com for details. Valid through 9/28.
You're the one who protects the flow. That requires an eye for detail. Because when safe, it's the details that can save lives. Even when no one else is watching, you see everything. Grainger gets you, and we're here for you, and all the ones who get it done with a wide range of safety products and solutions, plus board-certified safety consultants here to answer your questions. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Are you the parent of a 2 to 7-year-old? Listen closely for an exciting free radio offer. By now, you've probably heard of ABC Mouse, the Parents' Choice Award-winning online learning program that's actually changing the lives of early learners everywhere.
ABC Mouse is like a little one-on-one teacher. It has helped her so much.
Right now, we're offering a special radio promo to try it free for a month, but you have to go to abcmouse.com/radio to claim your free month. That's abcmouse.com/radio.
Sponsored by Age of Learning.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robin show, we'll check in on the Martha's Vineyard rebuilding efforts after Hurricane DeSantis. #Vineyard Strong.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW. Broadcasting from the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios. This is WSGW.
All right, we are back with you on the Art Lewis Show on a Monday morning. And, wow, month of September is flying by, too. All right, let's go back to our phones. Carl is in Saginaw. Carl, good morning.
Good morning, Art.
Good morning.
I'd like to get back to the immigrants that were flown to Martha's Vineyard from Florida. My takeaway from that story, the thing that gave me some hope, was the people at Martha's Vineyard opened up their homes and their churches to these people. You know, they brought them in and they fed them and gave them clothing. And I just thought that was very fine.
It's a double-edged sword. Let me give you my feelings on it and get your reaction, Carl. Yes, when they first landed there, that's exactly what happened. No doubt about it. 2 days later, they got the military to bus them out of there to a military base, Joint Base Cape Cod. So it was, on the one hand, yeah, we'll open our church to you and all that. And we'll feed you the best we can until we can move you quickly. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. And I understand, listen, I understand, first of all, there's a lot of politics at play here, and there are lives at stake. No two ways about it. But I think the rest of the country has to wake up to what the southern communities are going through when they get thousands and thousands of people across their borders that they're not prepared to take care of. What do you think?
Yes, I agree with that. And we need to do something at the border. I'm not that sure that the situation at the border today than it was in the middle of Trump's term.
No, it is. There's more people. No, the numbers are higher.
Well, yeah, but the border was never secure.
Not
5 years ago.
I agree with that.
10 years ago.
Yes, I agree.
So but somebody like DeSantis, and these people that told these immigrants, that lied to them, lied to them where they were going. There were going to be jobs waiting for them and all that. And a lot of these people, they call themselves candidates. They call themselves Christians. And like I said, I think the people that opened up their homes are the real Christians, not these politicians that go around, with something on their lapel saying, I'm the faith candidate. But, and then they lie to people, and it's really a turnoff to me.
Well, back to the basic issue. The border has to be sealed somehow. Now, and I think you and I can agree, Congress after Congress, president after president have kicked the can down the road, not wanted to deal with it. Now it's in your face. Now you have to.
Yeah, but these stunts are not a solution to the problem.
No, but they're an awareness, aren't they? We're talking about it. It's an awareness.
Yeah, I suppose it is. But it's kind of like Alex Jones. You can get awareness. You can say things, and you can make a lot of money. You can make up stories, and you can lie.
Yeah, but he's getting hit for it now.
He got a lot of publicity, Art.
Yeah, he did, but now he's paying for it.
Yes, and I'm glad he is.
So
glad he's being.
What's the old adage? What goes around comes around. Eventually, you get caught up.
Yes.
So
yes, I believe that's true. And I want to talk about Trump maybe the next time we talk together.
Be happy
about
to.
What goes around comes around.
Yeah, that's true, and maybe true in his case too. All right, we'll do that. I'll look forward to it.
Okay.
All right, Carl. Have a good one, buddy. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Carl in Saginaw. Glad to have him back in the fold again, by the way, talking about these issues. And we will be back.
Is there anything better than just sitting outdoors enjoying nature? Well, I mean, I guess this chair could be a recliner. That'd be better. But there definitely wouldn't be anything better than that. Unless, of course, the recliner had one of those fancy built-in massagey things. Oh, and a bacon skillet.
There's always a better way to do things. With triple stacked Enlist E3 varieties for proven performance, Zetavo soybean seed is seed done right. Zetavo from MS Technologies is distributed exclusively by BASF. Always read and follow label directions.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
This is a paid advertisement for legal services. Ricky LeBlanc, Chestnut Hill, Mass. Admitted in Massachusetts only. While this firm maintains joint responsibility, most cases of this type are referred to other attorneys for principal responsibility. Members, Paul J. Morgan, Winter Park, Florida. Nick Neiswander, Florence, Kentucky. Rich Graybo, 970 Farmington Avenue, West Hartford, Connecticut. 860-904-7789. Michael Bo Gonzalez, admitted 22-13614. No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other attorneys. I am a paid non-attorney spokesperson. Attention U.S. Marines. Veterans were exposed to toxic chemicals in the drinking water on Camp Lejeune between 1953 and 1987. Exposure to these chemicals increased the risk for cancer, birth defects, and other serious health problems. If you or a loved one were exposed to contaminated water on Camp Lejeune, you may be entitled to compensation. A new law gives legal rights to those harmed. It is not too late to take action. Call Sokolov Law now for a free legal consultation at 1-800-397-8100. 1-800-397-8100.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender by Norton is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff. Top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. 800-401-6681.
At EasyCater, food for work is our thing. Maybe that's why we get orders from 93% of Fortune 500 companies. So what's up with the other 7%?
So sorry the food is late.
You should order through EasyCater. Professionally delivered on time and as ordered.
Totally would, but the E is broken on my keyboard. Totally would. Can't type the word help.
Why don't all companies order through EasyCater? Who knows? Order 24/7 from over 95,000 restaurants on EasyCater.com. EasyCater, food for work. It's our thing.
Trying to find when and where you can hear the Tigers, Red Wings, Michigan football and basketball, Saginaw Spirit hockey, and SVSU football on WSGW? Just click on the sports broadcast box on WSGW.com for complete game time listings. That's WSGW.com.
All right, back with you here on WSGW and back to our phones that are locked and loaded. Bill's in Thomas Township. Bill, good morning.
Good morning, Art.
Morning.
I'd like to talk a little bit more about the border. Pat said that's probably the Christian thing to do when all those people came into Elma, and then Carl's talking about that and everything else. I'm a draftee. I was drafted in Vietnam. And, I look at this country, it's more Christian to get yourself in order, get your country in order. By that, I mean, it's underfunded for the VA. It's $23 billion underfunded for special ed for schools. Most of your schools are operating at a loss. We have hunger in this country. We have homeless that's out of control in this country. Can spend billions and billions of dollars be in this country at all. And they're here, and we're not going to keep track of them. We got 14 million illegal immigrants for the past 20 years that have come in here, still haven't gotten citizenship. And for these people to keep saying it's a Christian thing to do, it's so irate. I cannot believe that they feel that way when this country is not taking care of itself. Okay, that's my opinion. I'm pretty upset about that.
I gathered. And I think in a lot of ways you're right about some of those things. I mean, we have a lot to do in this country, and it seems to me that, and I've always felt this way, we waste a lot of money on other things. And I believe in welfare for those that need welfare. Problem is, in this country, welfare has been handed out willy-nilly as a voting tool, and it doesn't end up doing what it really should be doing. So I think we have to take a look at what we spend and how we spend it and how much we spend, because in the end, it all comes back to us.
Well, and it's not our fault that these countries where these people are coming from is not run properly. The governments don't run their countries properly. That's not our fault.
It's not our fault, but is it our responsibility?
It's not our responsibility to take these people in because their country's been trashed by their government.
Yep.
It's not our responsibility.
Exactly.
Our responsibility is to our citizens and to protect our borders.
Yep.
That's our responsibility.
With an immigration policy that makes sense. That's what we need.
Yeah,
because you got to admit, this is a country of immigrants, Bill. You and I wouldn't be sitting here talking if it weren't for immigrants.
Yes, and it was all done orderly.
Exactly.
It was all done the way it's supposed to be done.
Right.
When you go to the Civic Center, you buy a ticket at the front door. When you come to the border, you just don't show your kids over the fence.
Right.
You just don't come across the rivers. You just don't come in waves and just enter the country.
Right.
And that's just not how you do things. But everybody seems to think that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay to do it that way.
All right.
Well, all right.
It's not.
Thanks.
All right. Take care. Tim is in Saginaw. Tim, good morning. Tim.
Good morning. Yep. Are you there?
Yep.
Good morning. Good morning. A few comments here. First and foremost, when people are speaking, they need to try and speak the truth and fact. Carl, Trump tried to do DACA and get the border secure. Democrats didn't want anything to do with it. That's the truth. Number two, these people are illegals. They broke the law. It took 44 hours for them to kick them out of Martha's Vineyard. 5,000 people come across the border every day into these small towns that can't do anything about it. They can't feed them. They can't house them. Nothing. But yet up there in Martha's Vineyard, the B&Bs are empty because it's there's literally hundreds of thousands of beds for them, and they fed them. Yeah, I believe the picture was some Fruit Loops there. That's what the plebes get, the Fruit Loops. I wonder what in Venezuela. If you look at DHS. Biden's own DHS just said Venezuela's giving us criminals. They're illegal. What part?
That's the first part. That's the important part. That's the important part.
And his fake moral.
Well, no.
Moral outrage. No, it's fake.
No, it's not fake. He believes it, and I know him well. He believes it.
And if he believes it, doesn't mean it's true, Art.
Doesn't mean it's not either.
If you want to be a Christian, make the border secure. Stop the murdering going on down there. Stop the trafficking. Stop the rape.
Well, listen, that needs to be
Right?
done.
Wouldn't that be the Christian thing to do?
That has nothing to do with Christian, Jewish, Muslim, or anything else. It has to do with the safety of the
understand that.
country.
What I'm saying is he sits there and says it's a Christian thing to do to take people in, but in the same breath, so, I mean, the hypocrisy.
All right.
The hypocrisy.
Got it.
What do you say about it?
Got it.
What does a guy like Carl say about that? I hope he stops and thinks.
All right. Good enough.
What do you got to say about that? Nothing?
Who, me?
Yeah, what do you think?
I think he has a right to his opinion, as you do yours.
Well, I'm not speaking an opinion.
Well, only your words are true. Is that it?
Well, no, it's the Department of Homeland.
I understand that. I understand that.
All right, so
but you're saying somehow he's fake because he doesn't believe what you believe.
No. Is there such a thing as fake moral outrage? Absolutely there is.
Okay, good enough. Tim.
What I'm trying to say is he needs to take a look at the whole situation.
All right, got it.
Yeah.
All right, take care. And Marcellus, good morning. Welcome.
Hello, Art. How you doing?
Doing well. Go ahead.
I hadn't talked to you for a while. I just, what? I was listening to Carl this morning, and I agree with Carl. I'm in Carl's corner.
Okay.
We're caught up in our society right now is politics. It's left and right, period. Because I think if those people like Ron DeSantis and all of them, if they would start trying to work with the Democrats instead of, you can't just move people around like that. How you treat those people, I don't care who they are. That's kind of.
Oh, wait, let me ask a question. How about the Democrats working with the Republicans? Takes two.
That's what I meant. Both ways.
Both ways, yes. Both ways, I'll agree with you.
Yeah, when I was growing up, you used to see the Democrats and the Republicans, they get behind the closed doors and, look, I'll give you this if you give me this. If you do this, I'll do that. We don't have that anymore. It's either my way or no way on both sides.
My way or the highway.
And I think we as the voters, we need to quit listening to just one side. One side. Let's listen to everything.
Amen.
Let's make up our own mind.
All right.
Quit letting people.
Marcellus, I got a break here because I'm out of time, but amen, brother. Appreciate what you said. Thanks a lot. Back to close out right after these notes.
This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is for Wheeler's Restaurant in Standish. We're going to get a $15 gift certificate for only $7.50. Wheeler's Restaurant in Standish serves breakfast all day. You can enjoy their all-you-can-eat deluxe soup and salad bar, and they are known for their delicious perch dinners. Make sure you head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
Is your prostate secret? Without you knowing it, all the ads for these prostate pills like Super Beta Prostate, Saw Palmetto, ProstaStream, Prostagenics, and others, want to know which pills work and which are garbage? Now you can. Get a free copy of the new guide, Prostate Secrets, that pulls back the curtain on the prostate pill industry. Learn what is really in these pills. Which pill has over 987 adverse event reports filed against it with the FDA? It's shocking. Learn the one food to avoid that is a prostate killer, and discover the 3 so-called health foods that destroy your prostate. Get your free copy at prostatesecrets.com. That's prostatesecrets.com. This free guide. Prostate problems without drugs or surgery, 5 important things to do to protect your prostate, and much more. Warning, this guide is controversial and may be offensive to some readers as it pulls no punches. So go to prostatesecrets.com, prostatesecrets.com. That's prostatesecrets.com.
Dad, I don't feel good.
I'll grab the Vicks DayQuil Kids Honey.
Isn't DayQuil just for parents?
Actually, Vicks DayQuil Kids Honey is just for kids, specially designed to treat kids' most bothersome cold symptoms quickly with a honeylicious tasting flavor kids like.
You know what else kids like?
DayQuil Kids Honey first, then video game.
DayQuil Kids Honey, the kids' honeylicious daytime coughing, congestion, stuffy head, stuffy nose medicine. Safe for ages 6+.
All right, that'll do it for the Art Lewis Show for today. Thanks for joining us. News coming up next, then we'll be back with Focus. We're going to focus on our kids' world. We'll tell you more about it right after the news. Talk to you then.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.
This on the hour, sponsored by General Steel.
I'm Steve Futterman at Westminster Abbey in London. The final part of this historic day-long farewell is underway. Following Queen Elizabeth's state funeral here, her body has arrived at Windsor Castle, where another service is about to begin. Here's CBS's Vicki Barker.
A service with 800 royals, dignitaries, and courtiers will be held. The imperial state crown, the orb, and the scepter will be lifted from the Queen's coffin, separating her from her crown for the final time.
Earlier here at her state funeral, the Queen was praised by the Archbishop of Canterbury.
Especially for all her family.
Attending the funeral were 500 world leaders and dignitaries, including President Biden. At the end of the ceremony, a moving tribute, bagpipes playing the song Sleep, Dearie, Sleep. And tonight, it will all be over. The Queen will be laid to rest next to her late husband, Prince Philip. I'm Steve Futterman at Westminster Abbey in London. Now with more CBS News, here's Deborah Rodriguez.
Steve, all of Puerto Rico is still in the dark a day after Hurricane Fiona made landfall. The system is powering through other Caribbean islands now with no sign of letting up. Weather check. Cass.
We're going to continue to see the rainfall impacting not just Puerto Rico, but the Dominican Republic as well. Even though Fiona moves away, we are still going to have that residual tropical moisture in place. And then eventually it heads for the Turks and Caicos, the southern Bahama Islands.
President Biden confirms a U.S. engineer's been released in Kabul in a prisoner swap. Correspondent Cammie McCormick.
American Mark Frericks is now free and said to be in stable health in Doha, Qatar. He'd been held in Afghanistan since 2020 when he was abducted. He's a Marine veteran and spent years as a civilian contractor in Afghanistan.
Beijing has filed a formal protest with the U.S. government over President 60 Minutes on his willingness to defend Taiwan from a Chinese attack.
The president's answer to Scott Pelley's question was unambiguous.
U.S. men and women would defend Taiwan in the event of a Chinese invasion.
Yes. It's not the first time Mr. Biden has said that, but each time that he has, including after his 60 Minutes interview, his aides have stepped in to say that U.S. policy hasn't changed. Since the passage of the Taiwan Relations Act in 1979, the U.S. has sold weapons to Taiwan and insisted on the maintenance of the status quo. But formally, the U.S. position is that there is one China, of which Taiwan is a part. Stephen Portnoy, CBS.
The Dow is up 68 points. S&P ahead 6. This is CBS News.
If you're a business owner renting or leasing, you can save a ton of money and own a custom-designed building made by General Steel. Just call 877-25-STEEL and get a quote today.
It could be the best years of your life. In retirement, you'll finally get to do what you want to do. But you have to plan for it. Start by tuning into Mindy and Nolan McIntosh of McIntosh & Associates every Sunday at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Make retirement the best time of your life. Tune in Sundays at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Firm offers insurance services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
And now, bedtime. If sleep apnea and CPAP struggles are ruining your sleep, Inspire may work for you. Inspire is a sleep apnea treatment that works inside the body to help you sleep peacefully. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Learn more at inspiresleep.com.
Inspire is not for everyone. Talk to your doctor to see if it's right for you and review important safety information at inspiresleep.com.
We tried Dynovite nutritional supplement and noticed a big difference. Our little Gizmo's coat was shinier and there was a lot less scratching and shedding.
My dog smelled and scratched constantly. We bathed and sprayed her, took her to the vet, but no results. Now, a little Dynovite in her food helps Bella keep her beautiful coat with no scratching or smell.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dynovite.
Hey, listener. Welcome to Limu's Karaoke Lounge, where Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need, and the music never stops. Hit it.
There's an emu with a full... His partner's Doug, but Limu's the heartthrob.
Grubs and worms, that's what Limu eats. Gotta fuel up to save you money and hit the streets.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Partly cloudy skies and 72 degrees at 11:05. Good morning. I'm Mike Percha. The city of Bay City has placed its director of public safety on administrative. A news release, city officials say Michael Caccini was placed on leave following a complaint from a citizen. There is no official mention of the nature of the allegation, although videos posted to social media Saturday night show Caccini in civilian clothes confronting a teenager who had been riding a scooter in the uptown area, telling the teen he was disturbing the peace and he was going to take him to jail. The city says they will cooperate with state police in any investigation they may do and will be referring the matter for independent review. The Historical Society of Bridgeport will hold its annual Halloween Trunk or Treat on October 31st from 5 to 7 p.m. for volunteers and donations of treats for the children who come to trick or treat in the Bridgeport Historical Village at 6190 Dixie Highway. Anyone who wants to come and park in the Bridgeport Historical Village parking lot and pass out treats must come and sign the trunk or treat form before October 22nd. Setup for the event will begin at 4 o'clock. For more information, call 989-777-5230. Phoenix Community Farm is hosting its Neighboring Week open house and harvest celebration on September 27th from 6 to 7 p.m. There will be a fundraising pig roast and farm-to-table dinner, music, face painting, pumpkin bowling, and a pumpkin silent auction. The harvest celebration will take place at 919 Smith Road in Midland, the site of Windover High School. WSGW News Time, 11:07.
Hello, this is Kevin from Applied Training Solutions in the Midland Mall. We are Mid-Michigan's premier CPL academy. Our instructors teach the fundamentals of self-defense in a friendly environment using state-of-the-art video simulation tools and a live fire range to help you build self-defense skills and learn proper technique. Visit our website, simu-range.com, simu-range.com to book your training session today. Use code RADIO. $5. Applied Training Solutions. Forward thinking, on target training.
It's time to think about your pig. You know, the propane tank in your backyard that heats your home? Well, there's no better company to fill your pig than Forward Energy, covering 23 counties. Forward Energy is a family-owned and operated propane supplier that's been fueling area homes, farms, and businesses since 1925. Fill your pig this year. Visit forwardenergy.com to find out about new customer pricing and programs.
Go forward with Forward Energy.
WSGW News Time, 11:08. The weather forecast is coming up next. Student loan relief applications could be available next month, and the forgiveness program could help many people find their American dream. The dream of owning a home has eluded many people, as it's been hard for first-time buyers to come up with a down payment and work through mortgage application process. 43% that was the biggest obstacle holding them back. But now the National Association of Realtors figures the student loan forgiveness program may help some 45 million borrowers become homeowners, over 400,000 of them here in Michigan. For many Michigan borrowers, the forgiveness program could eliminate loan debt, helping them qualify for a mortgage and save for a down payment. A Michigan man's 2019 second-degree murder conviction has been overturned by an appeals court that determined the man's attorney ignored his wishes to admit that he pulled the trigger. In a ruling last week, the Michigan Court of Appeals said 28-year-old Rinaldo Jamison had wanted that he fatally shot Andre Fort in the 2018 self-defense case, but the attorney David Cripps decided to argue in court Jamison was not the gunman. The Detroit Free Press reports prosecutors have yet to decide to appeal with the state Supreme Court, try the case again, or drop the charges. Owners have noticed a dramatic change in the economy over the past few months, and it's not a change for the better. 4 out of 10 small businesses believe we are in a recession. 62% say if we aren't, we will be within the next 12 months. That's the finding of the latest small business survey from Goldman Sachs. 10,000 small businesses, almost half of them Things have gotten worse over the past 3 months, with three main issues: difficulty finding and retaining qualified employees, rising inflation, and issues in getting supplies. 8 out of 10 small businesses across the country say they're motivated to vote in upcoming elections. The likely be one supporting and empowering the Small Business Administration to provide new programs and assistance to meet current needs of those businesses. WSGW News Time 11:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. We'll see skies becoming mostly sunny here for today with a high around 80 degrees. Winds around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear skies and a low near 52. Tuesday, sunshine, high of 81 degrees. Then by Wednesday, we'll have a chance for showers and thunderstorms. Blend of clouds and sunshine develops a high around 80. On Thursday, mostly sunny, high of 60 degrees. Friday, we'll see plenty of blue skies and sunshine, a high around. Saturday, chance for rain, high of 66 degrees. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Currently, it's 74.
Now, focus as WSGW presents the people, the places, the businesses, the culture, events and activities, all put into focus on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
And good morning to you. Welcome to another edition of Focus, brought to you by RoofMax. Safe, proven, easy, and affordable alternative to expensive asphalt shingle roof replacement. Find out more about RoofMax online at getroofmax.com or call Ben 989-859-6751. RoofMax with 2 X's. Today we're going to learn about an upcoming event called Our Kids World, put on by our Alpha Media stations here in Saginaw, along with a number of others. We'll learn about that as we welcome to our program our General Sales Manager. We say good morning to Carrie Gustafson. Good morning, Carrie.
Good morning, Art. How are you?
I'm fine. Hope you are too.
I'm good.
So, Our Kids World, let's start with some of the basics, the whens and wheres, and then we'll get into the nitty-gritty.
Yes, so we're super excited. It's finally coming up. It's this Saturday, September 24th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. With our title sponsor, Sarah Giavanna. It's going to be at their dealership right off of Bay Road.
And what are we going to find there? Our Kids World is a big title. What does it say?
Yeah, so if you've been to this event in the past, you'll know it's obviously all about kids. So it's a big community kids event. The best part about it, it's free admission. So we like to just come something fun for the kids to do in our community, invite everybody out. We have a great partner this year for our location with Sarah. They've been awesome to work with, so we're very grateful for that. And we're going to have a lot of fun. So this year, our sponsors and that are helping us power this event are also Francis Ray Academy and New Birth Missionary Church in partnership with Diploma Careers and Institute. So we want to say thank you to them as well for all of their help. But what you can expect when you come out is our Kids Zone. That's going to be sponsored by 906 Lapeer, featuring Saginaw Jelly Ball. So Art,
I beg your pardon?
Yeah, exactly. Make sure you get Charlie in the Jelly Ball arena. I'm sure there's a few things you two need to work out every now and then. So, but that's actually a lot of fun. If you haven't got a chance to experience that or had a chance to go down to 906 Lapeer. So how I describe it, but if you've ever heard of the little gel, like the Orbeez, they're like these little gel balls.
Yeah.
And they're in the guns and
it's like paintball.
Yes, like paintball, but it's not. They do hurt a tiny bit, but it's not too bad. And at their place, I think you can actually do like glow in the dark, that type of thing. This is just going to be an arena they have outside.
Right.
So, but yeah, it's a lot of fun. Adults like it too. So.
All right.
Yeah, so they'll have that. We'll have our bounce houses out there from Bouncing Bellas. Those are always great. We'll have 2 big obstacle courses for the kids and a couple smaller ones for the little ones. Frankie Muth Credit Union is sponsoring our entertainment tent this year. So we're going to have karaoke in the entertainment tent. I heard Charlie is going to be going up against Jonathan.
Good.
Yeah.
Better them than me.
Yep. We heard that you don't have to do that now, Art. We're also going to have a photo booth out there. Heart mac and cheese, so you can come out, get your picture taken. Cotton candy is going to be available from Michigan Sugar. Great Lakes Bay Health Centers are going to have their dental bus out there. And of course, we're very thankful, I know, to all of our first responders that are going to be there too.
So the dental bus will be right next to the cotton candy booth where Terry and I are going to be handing out the cotton candy, right?
Yeah, actually, it's funny you said that because that's actually where it's going to be located.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Who thought of that?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, hang on. I got to take a break and we'll be back. We're talking to Carrie Gustafson. Our Kids World coming up this Saturday at Sarah Chevrolet on Bay Road, and we'll have more about it.
Wednesdays are for winning at Saginaw Eagles Landing. Now through September 28th, you can cash in on Hump Day. That's right. On Wednesdays from 9:30 a.m. till 9:30 p.m., we're giving away $1,000 cash every hour. So get some midweek action and cash in on Hump Day now through September 28th. Only at Saginaw Eagles Landing Casino and Hotel. Real friendly.
Visit saginaw-eagleslanding.com for complete rules and details.
Is your prostate secretly being destroyed? All the ads for these prostate pills like Super Beta Prostate, Saw Palmetto, Prostastream, Prostagenics, and others want to know which pills work and which are garbage? Now you can. Get a free copy of the new guide, Prostate Secrets, that pulls back the curtain on the prostate pill industry. Learn what is really in these pills. Which pill has over 987 adverse event reports filed against it with the FDA? It's shocking. Learn the one food to avoid that is a prostate killer, and discover the 3 so-called health foods that destroy your prostate. Get your free copy at prostatesecrets.com. That's prostatesecrets.com. This free guide will show you how to end drugs or surgery, 5 important things to do to protect your prostate, and much more. Warning, this guide is controversial and may be offensive to some readers as it pulls no punches. So go to prostatesecrets.com, prostatesecrets.com. That's prostatesecrets.com.
And Doug. Hey, listener. Welcome to Limu's Karaoke Lounge, where Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need, and the music never stops. Hit it.
There's an emu with a full-time job. His partner's Doug, but Limu's the heartthrob. Grubs and worms, that's what Limu eats. Gotta fuel up to save you money and hit.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Hi, WSGW listeners. My name is Ben, which may not mean much to you unless you're a WSGW listener that I've helped, because I am Ben with RoofMax. You know, RoofMax, the safe, easy, proven, and affordable alternative to expensive asphalt shingle roof replacement. I want to thank all roofs with the RoofMax treatment. I also want to tell you that I'm going to give away to a lucky homeowner a RoofMax treatment for free. You can have the chance to win by entering the Ben for RoofMax Your Roof for Free contest. Enter online at WSGW.com. The winning home must be within 30 miles of RoofMax headquarters in Midland. I will treat up to 3,000 square feet of asphalt-based shingles. The winning home must also meet the criteria for a RoofMax treatment, or an alternate winner will be drawn. Complete rules are available when you enter the contest. I'm Ben saying good luck playing the Ben will RoofMax Your Roof for Free contest. Enter online at WSGW.com.
This is the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios of WSGW.
And we're back with you here on Focus. And in the WSGW studio, the premier kitchen and bath gallery studio, is Carrie Gustafson, our general sales manager. I'm in my Saginaw Spirit home studio as we talk about Our Kids World coming up this Saturday. It's how many of our stations are involved? All of them?
All of our stations involved.
All of our stations are involved. So you get to meet some of the folks you listen to all the time because they'll be out there at various times. I was kidding before, but Terry Henney and I are indeed manning the cotton candy booth for Michigan Sugar.
Yeah, we felt that was a good spot for you too.
Thank you. Don't know why, but that's where we are. And it should be a fun time. How many years have we been doing Our Kids World? Goes back a ways.
Yeah, I know 4 years for sure because we had 2020 in there for a little. Now this is our second time this year. So we did one in the spring and now we're doing a back to school edition one. So it had such great exposure in the spring and a lot of great reviews. So we're trying to do it a couple times a year just to give back to the community.
So this is going to be annual, spring and fall.
Yep, absolutely. We will always do our spring one, depending on weather and timing and things like that. We'll see how the fall goes. But yeah, we would like to be able to do this a couple times a year for the community if we can.
And let's go back to the cost of doing this is Zippo, right? For anybody that wants to join, anybody wants to come out with their kids.
Yeah, there's free admission. So basically everything is free. There is going to be some food for purchase. A couple of the vendors will have some things for sale and that type of stuff. But primarily everything is free. So bounce houses are free. You can come do karaoke for free. Just walk in, have some fun. There's lots of stuff to do.
And let's talk about parking.
Sure. So we are, when you come into Sarah, we will have people out there directing. So you'll want to pay attention when you come in off of Bay Road to exactly where people are directing you to park. That is going to be my best because I think you need to see it. If you do come in off of the back way, they will be directing you into the parking lot. There's plenty of parking. It's free parking. They have parking over by Toyota as well. So that shouldn't be any worries at all. And it's all right there.
Which side of the dealership is the actual event on?
Yeah, so if you're standing in front of the dealership, it's going to be right to the right.
So the south side of the building.
Yep, the south side of the building. So they're going to be moving all the cars out of there, and we basically have that whole section. So if you know where the service center is, we're basically right in front of there as well.
And it starts at what time for the public?
10 a.m. So it's going to be 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. We do kind of have it roped off, so you won't be able to get into that section until 10 a.m. And then we will be closing it all up at 1. But basically what you'll want to do is come in through the front of the Sarah building. There'll be an Alpha Media registration tent. Bring your kids right through there. You will need wristbands and to sign a waiver just to get into the bounce houses and things like that. So make sure you guys do come in through the front there and stop by the registration tent.
All right. And none of this happens without sponsors. So let's go over that list again because it's pretty impressive.
Yes, it is. And we are very, very grateful again for all of our partners in the community. So huge shout out, obviously, to Sarah Chevrolet Toyota of Saginaw. We couldn't be doing this event without them. We're literally doing it in their parking lot. So Kathy and the crew over there have just been amazing to work with. And our other two main sponsors as well is Francis Ray Academy and New Birth Missionary Church in partnership with Diploma and Careers Institute. Without both of them, we couldn't have got this off the ground and running. So we're really excited. The other cool, you stop by the New Birth booth because they're going to have some really cool stuff going on. And then also Kids Zone, that's sponsored by what we were just talking about, 906 Lapeer, featuring the Jelly Ball Arena. And make sure you stop by there too. They're going to have some really cool backpacks filled with all kinds of stuff that they're going to be giving away. So make sure to stop by and check them out. And also our bounce houses, sponsored by Bouncing Bellas. They're always awesome. Every time we have a cool kids event, they always jump right in and help us out with that. Our entertainment tent with karaoke, sponsored by Frankenmuth Credit Union. Our photo booth, sponsored by Our cotton candy. I know by Michigan Sugar. So.
Let me ask a question.
Yeah.
Terry and I going to be making cotton candy on that machine?
Yes, you are, Art.
Ooh, twirl away.
Yes, I mean, I feel like you could probably pass that off to to Terry as making it, and maybe you just hand it out.
No, I want the fun.
Oh, okay. You want to get messy. Okay, well, I'll let you two discuss that on who's doing that.
I watch them do that at the Spirit game all the time. It's fun.
Yeah, and it's really cool. I actually got a chance to listen to Rob talk about why they do the cotton candy and stuff when Terry did his speech the other day. So if you haven't had a chance to listen to that from Michigan Sugar, it's a pretty cool story.
All right, well,
so we appreciate them. And then as you mentioned before, the dental bus will be right next to you if you want your teeth cleaned afterwards. So that is with Great Lakes Bay Health Centers. And then we're also going to have some of our first responders out there, the fire department, MMR, the police, and all of that.
Well, it should be a good time for all. It's this Saturday at Sarah on Bay Road in Saginaw. And we look forward to it. Carrie, thanks.
Yes. Thank you for having me, Art.
You're welcome. Have a good day. Bye-bye now. Carrie Gustafson is our general sales manager, and Our Kids World, she has spearheaded that. And it comes up on the 24th. That's this Saturday at Sarah Chevrolet. We'll be back to close out and move on to the market report after these notes.
Prices are out of control. Michigan needs leaders like Annette Glenn to rebuild our economy and get Michigan back on track.